What is up, guys? Ben and Josh are from tunedinsa. I am Ben.
And I am Josh. And today we are in the 2015 BMW 125i.
Feel the daylight on our skin. We are young, we feel everything. Yeah, it's starting to begin. Hear the words we were meant to sing. Close my eyes, I feel.
Cool, so I will be giving the driving impressions of this car. I've driven a 135 before, never driven the 125. This is the one packing the 2-litre turbo motor. Whoa. First thing you realize is just how smooth the gearbox is. This one unfortunately does not have the Sport Auto, but still quite snappy. This is the 8-speed ZF. So what that means is it's a torque converter gearbox, not jaw clutch. But well, this is a nice drive. So we'll flick it into manual now, stick it in sport, and we see how this thing pulls. Really torquey,
Nice pull, nice pull.
Very, very torquey. 310 Newton meters this one has.
And as we said before, 160 kilowatts isn't bad for
That's not bad
for a hatch at all. For something that you're dailying, it's really...
Especially in this price range.
Yeah.
You're looking for a strong 2-litre turbo motor. This is the only car in its class that's rear-wheel drive. So you get that sporty feel. Unfortunately, you really do miss the paddles, if I'm honest. But this really is fantastic to drive. So you're looking at a price range of just under 300,000. You want a car that's fairly new, still under motor plan. There's not much better you can get than this. Your other alternatives is potentially an A250, which it's going to be heavier. It's not going to feel as great to drive. You can then look at the Golf GTI. Golf GTI is also sitting similar price range, maybe a little more expensive at this point, but very similar output. Also 160 odd kilowatts, 162 in the GTI. 350 Newton meters, so a bit more torquey, but you don't get the BMW feel. You don't get the rear wheel drive. The driving dynamics of this car is just much, much better in my opinion. But it's all about what you're looking for. Now, most of us are not too excited for the next generation 1 Series, as the rumors look as though it's going to be front wheel drive. I don't think that's a smart move from BMW. It's cheaper. The cars are potentially going to be lighter. Problem is, it's that rear wheel drive feel that sells the BMWs.
Exactly, I was going to say, it's what makes people buy BMWs is that driver's feel, you know, over Mercedes and over Audi. So it's really disappointing to hear from them that they're discontinuing that.
Audi did not dip into this market though, unfortunately. So there's not really a rival. They've got the A3, but the A3 2-litre turbo, the 8V, which is the latest generation. Unfortunately, the power output on that was 141 kilowatts. So in a straight line, you're not going to be able to compete with this, nor the Golf GTI. But in terms of interior feel, that Audi is very good. Very, very good. We all know that Audi, some may say, leads the games in terms of interior.
I think Mercedes are coming very close.
Yeah.
And BMW lately have come up with some good interiors.
Yeah, agreed. The new A-Class is miles ahead in terms of interior. The problem is the A-Class that competes in this category, because this is 2015. That A-Class unfortunately did not have the nicest interior. It didn't have the greatest driving feel either. It was heavy. That was the main problem. It was a very, very heavy car. Initial impressions?
Yeah, initial impressions. I mean, smooth drive, as you said before. I mean, if I had this as a daily, I wouldn't complain at all.
There's just not many faults.
The gearbox can be a bit slow sometimes. I mean, it doesn't upshift when you want it to, but
you got to take into account that this isn't the sports gearbox.
It isn't the sports gearbox, yeah. Of course.
Obviously, that's going to be a bit more snappy. You're going to have the paddles for that better driving feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not the end of the world, this. I kind of like this. Oh, got a little fart there on the upshift.
No, man, I like this car. I really like it. I mean, I can see myself having quite a bit of fun.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, if you take a look at this car specifically, 279,000 Rand, just over 70,000 Ks. Straight. Just go straight all the way.
Okay.
Just over 70,000 Ks on the clock, so still relatively new. You have the red interior, which for most is something really, really nice. I had a friend that had a 125, he had the black interior, also 3-door like this one, which is a little more rare than the others, does hold a bit more value. It's just something that the enthusiasts look out for, having a 3-door rather than the 5-door. Just gives it a more sporty feeling.
I mean, the only thing I can really fault on this car, I mean, I think the interior game can be a little, I mean, for a 2015 model, the red leather is a nice touch though.
Yeah.
I enjoy that a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can't fault the gearbox because it isn't the M Sport gearbox.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's a really smooth drive car. I would need to test the GTI and obviously all its other rivals, but from what I've driven, can't really fault it much.
Yeah, I drove the GTI about a year back. I must say, very, very torquey. It wasn't as much fun during the around the corners. Big problem is much lighter steering feel. The BMW does have a heavier steering feel.
That sometimes isn't the best though. I prefer sometimes, you know, more heavier driver's feeling.
Yeah,
car, you know
I definitely prefer heavier feel. And that's something BMW is known for, that driver feel with the heavier steering. Gives it that go-karty feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, this car is equipped with single zone climate control. Not the top of the range iDrive system, so you do have the smaller screen, but still a fantastic system, as we know. Yeah. iDrive leads the game. There's not many that are better. Just a nice place to be.
Yeah, I mean, I would honestly be happy daily in this thing.
Yeah.
And it has the power when you need it, you know what I mean? If you need to overtake or you need to, it has the torque to do that.
You're likely not going to be winning races in this, but that's not the point of the car.
That's not the point of the car.
It's a 125. Exactly. If you want to win the races, you spend a bit more money, you buy the 135.
And if you want a sportier feel, you obviously get the M Sport package, or
this one is equipped with the M Sport package, just does not have the gearbox.
Yeah, that's
I think it's important that we introduce our cameraman Akib at the back here, who is extremely talented, as you can see by the video we have just filmed.
I'd also like to give a big thank you to the Car Warehouse for providing us with the 125.
I guess in summary, in terms of value for money, this is fantastic. The car is sitting at 279,000 Rand. There aren't many faults with it. It's like getting into a new car. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, the drive was smooth. We figured that out. I think the only thing it did need was the M Sport gearbox with the paddles. If you are going to get it in auto, if you're getting it in manual, then I think the car is honestly a dream to drive. Smooth, fast gear changes in the auto, obviously, but with the M Sport, I think it could just bump that up just a little bit more. But yeah, I couldn't fault it much, honestly.
Well, I guess that's it. I hope you enjoyed our video, and we'll see you next time.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all those things. We really appreciate it. Leave a comment or two. Yeah, thank you guys.
Cheers.